Simeon's just joined.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello. Mr. King, so good of you to join us.
I am so glad to be here. Don't mind me while I munch my burger. I will mute myself when I chew.
Good man, good man.
I love your 140p quality video as well.
Yeah, this might not work out, Simeon.
Yeah, you're coming in very garbled.
Ding dong, ding dong, 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 dong.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
This is the dumbest.
Well, there you
What
go.
if
That came through. We'll see.
What if I did this?
Have
Can
his
you hear me
icon.
better?
I'm sure it
A
will come better.
little bit. It's coming in a bit tinny.
Yeah, I don't think that it was a matter of hearing you. I think it was a matter of your connection. Just make sure nothing else is downloading anything or updating anything. And
I don't have Steam open, do I? No. Good.
But we are live, and as you're watching this, as you're coming into the stream, getting ready to talk about Smash Bros. Ultimate, let us know in the chat that you are here. We'll hold out for a few minutes to get into the meaty stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want a time waster, you want to hear how my week's been going?
No, not particularly. No?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's quite the story. So Wednesday of last week, on the way back from work, my car dies on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it towed, and I find out that apparently it's the computer that controls the transmission. So...
Well, you're a programmer, so you just got right in there and fixed it up, right?
Yeah, I'm not an electrical engineer.
That's how that works.
So the computer's dead, and there's a bunch of other problems. So it's going to cost like $2,000 to fix, and I was planning on replacing it at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to buy a car. So I applied for a loan at the bank because I've been saving up. I only need a little bit more. I was hoping to pay cash. And then I have to drive back to my parents' house so that I can get and that's like a 4-hour round trip, so that I can get the title, so that I can have it the old car hauled off to the scrap yard.
Yeah.
Okay, so Monday rolls around. The bank calls me. I have the car towed. The bank calls me, tells me that my credit score is 0. Turns out that's
that's not good, Scott. That's not good at all.
It's not like golf.
Yeah, it turns out that even though I've had loans in the past, that the credit they provided me was not permanent, and so the fact that I didn't have any loans or debt since then means that after a while it's reset back to 0. Even my banker was surprised by this. So just to reiterate, living debt-free ruined my credit score. Okay, I can finance with the auto place. So I managed to find a Kia Forte, a 2017 Kia Forte that has less than 3,000 miles on it. It's never really been owned. It's just been like, they got it from a sister lot that closed down, and so they're trying to sell it quick. I got that for $12,500. So like basically a new car for a third of the price.
That's good.
And yeah, so...
Simeon,
that was
Simeon says, "Ah!"
Yeah. So that was Monday. And then the next day I update the insurance, and right as I'm walking out of work, my manager flags me down and tells me that because business has been slow, they can't afford to keep me on the payroll. So here I am. I've just bought a new car, and the very next day, my boss tells me that I'm getting laid off.
Oh, Glennis.
So
Glenn.
that is the punchline. Honestly, at that point, I had to control myself to keep from like bursting out laughing, because it's just like, you know, after one of the most stressful weeks I've had since, well, heck, even compared to some of the stuff I had to do in grad school, you know, it ends with like, and you're fired.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry.
That is, I cannot completely relate to that. That sounds really horrific. But last year, the day.
The anticipation is killing me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I think what Simeon meant to say, Glenn, is that we're actually going to need you to increase your Patreon pledge by about 10,000%. So if you could just make that adjustment, that'd be great.
Well, I mean, you're suspending Patreon anyway, right?
Not for you.
That's what he said, but then he's going to kick it back on all of a sudden.
So I think that's enough wasting time.
I think so. Simeon,
I hope our viewers have enjoyed that little time wasters to let some people shuffle in.
Yeah. And we heard with you, Glenn. My car also just bit the dust.
Oh.
Simeon, are you with us or are you against
us?
Got it.
Godspeed, Simeon. Godspeed.
All right, everybody, let's get into this.
I am attempting another method, but my internet is still the same, so I don't know if it will work or not.
Well, you're coming in loud and clear now.
Yep.
Well, I'm still going to try the other method, so.
Okay.
Oh, you're not doing it right? Okay. We're off to a great start.
Well, happy November, everybody. Happy final Smash Direct. And
I hope you had a safe Halloween. And if you're still in the Halloween spirit, go read my my article on Ghost Trick that I published a few days ago.
That's right, twobuttoncrew.com/blog. But for tonight, we're going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yep.
So, did you guys watch this live, or did you have to catch it later?
Watched it live.
It was earlier than I expected, so they were still live streaming, but I had to like scroll back in the stream to watch it.
Yeah, I got to watch the first 10 minutes, then I had to leave for work, and I don't have like mobile data, so I had to get to work and catch up on the news. So basically, I saw the first 10 minutes where they showed an Echo fighter and one new fighter, and then said that's it. So at that point, my expectations kind of went down because we didn't know how many characters were going to be announced, but I think some people were hopeful that the leaks were true. Did you guys expect to see anything from the leaks?
I didn't expect all of them, but I was stupid and hopeful for Banjo-Kazooie. So, I mean, that's my own fault, but
kind of hopeful for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah. And he's definitely an assist trophy. Yep. But no sign of Banjo-Kazooie, not even a spirit as far as I know.
Yeah, I have to wonder because a lot of the people in the leak, they showed them as assist trophies. I have to wonder how much of that was just in response to the leak, just sort of screw you.
Right. Yeah, definitely could have been. But okay, we should go down these one by one because there was actually a lot more news than I thought at first after the first.
Wait, you did forget they announced Piranha Plant.
I know.
Over Waluigi.
You want to talk about that now?
Yeah, I mean, I already brought it up. But did you see that they have the image of Waluigi holding the Piranha Plant?
Who has that?
And then that's like an official Nintendo image.
Oh, my goodness.
Of Waluigi holding a Piranha Plant. And so Nintendo Force tweeted one of these characters made it into Smash. And it's like, too soon.
Oh, man. I got to say I love Piranha Plant, or PP as I affectionately call him. It's such a great character. Like, we need more unique
Goofy
characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Waluigi would be Goofy. Okay.
I think Waluigi has a chance.
Yeah.
He has five
DLC.
chances.
Yeah. See, I don't like most people want him for the meme. I actually just want him because I think he deserves to be in personally, but we don't have to dwell on
I mean,
this.
we have Piranha Plant now, so come on.
There'll still be a hole in my heart.
About people that characters people have been wanting for a while. Did any of you notice that it was a blink and you miss it? But did anyone notice that there were one of the Mii fighters has a Toad costume?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. So
At first, I didn't realize it was a me, and I was like, "Wow, that's a really tall toad." Because I forget, like, as they were doing like a montage, they showed somebody beating him up, and I was like, "That's a weird looking toad."
Okay, but do you want to go down the checklist? Just
sure, we'll talk more
go
about
for it.
Piranha Plant later.
Okay, and I for some reason closed the link to the article.
I got you. It's Ken first up.
Okay, yeah. So Ken, I heard the rumors, and I'll admit I didn't really buy into it.
Really? He's the most echoey echo fighter ever echoed.
Okay, I take issue with Ken being the echo fighter for Ryu. Honestly, I don't think they're different enough. And yeah, I know it's an echo fighter, but come on, Akuma would have been a better choice. He would have been a villain. He would have. He has just a lot more visual difference than Ken.
I 100%
that's the
agree
point.
with you,
They didn't
Glenn.
have to try hard, though. He's like the original Echo Fighter. They just, okay, there we go, done.
Why would you make that choice, I mean?
I would make that choice because I just think it's the choice that's been made before. I know we say that Ken is the original Echo Fighter, but if you look at games like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and just other games, Akuma is more likely to be put in. I mean, even in the very first Versus game, X-Men Children of the Atom, Akuma was the representative for the Street Fighter series. So I do think that he was just as good of a choice for Ken and would have been more different and more interesting. He would have had, an aerial, his aerial fireball could have been down at an angle, electric moves as opposed to fire moves. I just think Glenn's right that Akuma definitely would have been a better choice, even if he was a little bit less recognizable.
You guys are smart. And you mentioned Marvel versus Capcom, and I'm wondering if Smash Bros. Has officially passed up the character count, because didn't that series have the most characters?
I don't know if it had the most characters, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had something like 64 characters.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it definitely passed it up.
Nice. Yeah, because we're going to end up with 75. When
80 after DLC.
I'm looking at the website right now, and I think
75, not counting Pokemon Trainer as one character.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Anyone else knows that they had that on screen the whole time when they were, anytime they were talking about how many characters were in the game, they had to have like this little disclaimer text.
Yes. And I think that's also, so on the website, it's 1 through 70 ending with Piranha Plant right now. But that's counting Pokemon Trainer individually, 33 through 35, but it's not counting Echo Fighters separately. That's a really weird way to count it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have Echo Fighters set so that they're not even, don't even take up a slot on the character select screen.
Yeah, and do you guys remember if this was ever announced, you can change how characters are displayed in their order. It's either by number or by series. I know that's a website thing. Is that an actual character select screen thing?
I'd be very surprised if it wasn't, but I don't think I've ever heard anything to that.
Oh, man. I'm just making up that memory then. Interesting. All right. So Ken is fine, but he should have been Akuma, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. What was the other one? Incineroar?
Yes.
Okay. So...
Another Pokemon no one cares about.
I know. Aren't they contractually obligated, though? Like, they have to promote each and every Pokemon generation?
Yeah, I don't... I mean, I have no special fondness for Incineroar, but I don't have anything against them. I think having a pro wrestler in the cast is kind of cool, because it seems kind of weird to have a fighting game that doesn't have a pro wrestler. But honestly, I would have chosen someone from the NES game Pro Wrestling, like that Amazon or whatever, the Piranha guy who stabs people in the head with a fork.
I do not have when I saw him for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, you know, I know that there were a lot of Pokemon fans that wanted this, but when I saw him in motion, I was like, you know what? Up to now, the grapplers that we have in Smash Bros. Are Donkey Kong, which is probably as close to a true grappler as we get, and Luigi, and that's it. So
Luigi's a grappler?
He's a semi-grappler. I've seen him classified as really. I mean, he's really the only other one. I mean, you have people who specialize in melee attacks, but Donkey Kong's throw is so important to his game, and Luigi's throw is quite also important to his game. So I see that sometimes, but Incineroar was kind of a really cool, like, oh, okay. I actually got a little bit excited when I started seeing the gameplay. And also as a note, I don't know, this was also blink your ears and you missed it, but they also said that they asked if I can't remember exactly the way they put it, but they said something like he's kind of like a red cyclone. And I don't know if any of you guys know what that means, but
a Zangief.
Yes, that is a reference to Zangief. And so when I heard that, I was like, okay, are they hinting another Echo Fighter here? So I don't know. I just heard that and I'm like, that can't be coincidence. There was a little too wink wink.
That's super interesting, but I don't think they can do. I mean, they can do whatever they want, but there's not precedent for an Echo Fighter from a different series. Now that Ganondorf has been decloned from Captain Falcon, all the Echo Fighters are in the same series.
Well, you know, here's the thing: is with like this is getting ahead a little bit, but with the like spirits mode, it's very possible that he would have the Zangief spirit.
Spirits is next, so we can get into it.
Oh, okay.
I agree with everybody that Incineroar is, you know, he's not too special as a Pokemon, but he does look like a really interesting and fun Smash Bros. Fighter. So
yeah,
we'll probably grow to like it.
One more thing with Incineroar, his final Smash. Did anyone like sort of like recoil in like shock when the fireballs expanded out and then started like expanding into the audience? I was thinking, wow, that. So much for having a front row seat.
You were in the splash zone. I'm sorry. I'm glad that the attack actually expands though, because it's a cinematic thing against one player. So if you're in a 4-way or 8-way match, you're gonna want it to hit more than just one person. All right, so spirits. I don't know what it is. I don't get it, and I'm having a hard time caring. What do you guys think?
Honestly, like, they kind of lost me when they said, we didn't see the need for trophies.
Yeah, and trophies are hard to develop.
Well, first of all, you already have a ton made up for the last game that you just, like, you up-res the textures and you're good. And I know you have higher-res textures because I know how game development works. You start with high-res and then you, like, compress it down into something muddy and ugly for the finished game. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't. So yeah,
it's super Sakurai, isn't it? It's he puts all these stats and customizations and just in all his games goes overboard with the minutia of everything you have to learn and collect and adjust. And I don't even think it was explained that well. Like I know that spirits is a mode, but I also don't know if you can collect them and use them in other fights like stickers.
Yeah, as best as I can tell, this is just an extrapolation of stickers.
It seems like the attaching them to them, because it seems like you attach one main one and then you attach little ones to the main one and then it powers it. It's like it's so overly convoluted. It's ridiculous. But
it's not anymore. Honestly, that's a system that's been used in RPGs a lot. Like Final Fantasy VII, you can like equip a sword, and then the sword has little materia slots in it, and so
right. But it's not. It's all like characters. So the stats, you're going to have to go through each one to actually figure out what the stat was. Where in a game like an RPG like that, you can kind of see what item it is, and you're like, oh, I know what that does. I know what this does. I know what that does. all the characters, you're gonna have like no idea unless you memorize all of them.
Well,
But I think
doesn't it tell you what their stats do? I mean, that's what an RPG does. It's like sword plus 34 attack.
Right, but you know that's plus 34 attack like right off the bat, where this one you're going to have to go like all the different spirits are going to do different things.
Yeah,
but,
it doesn't make
yeah,
much
but
sense
if you have a
either.
full inventory in an RPG, you're going to have to look through all your weapons, and if your weapons have special attacks or special abilities attached to them, then
and I mean, Smash Bros. Hasn't historically been that RPG-ish, and it makes a little bit less sense to me how there are characters, because in your example, that would be more like attaching 3 swords to a sword that you attach to your character, you know? It just...
Is it? Because I wasn't sure if, like, it's in general the characters, or like some characters can be equipped as a primary character and then some characters are secondary.
Yeah, I don't know.
That wasn't very clear. If there's like a delineation between types of characters, or all characters can be a primary and a secondary.
Yeah, and it was also weird how they explained some of these spirit systems at the beginning, but at the end they showed the spirits trailer. They weren't together, and I don't know how.
And then that made it look like more of a story mode where you had Kirby going around the map and everything. It looked way different.
It did look like that, but they were careful to say that they weren't emphasizing story.
Right. The one thing I did like is the battles looked really cool, where it seems like you can fight characters that aren't in the game because it's like the modifiers that they have make it act like said character, which that part to me looks cool, but all the customization thing is just like Sakurai over my head.
The battles do look
honestly
like
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but
all right, you figure it out.
Again, I play Monster Hunter, so maybe I'm not the right person, because Monster Hunter is very much just like, oh, I have to, I'm fighting this creature in this environment, so I have to bring these items in this sort. So yeah, I'm kind of used to micromanaging.
Well, you figure it out and then write a blog post for all of us, all right?
Okay.
But yeah, Ryan, the battles did look really fun. It's like a combination of, it's kind of like event matches. So Spirits mode is like stickers plus event matches plus the board game mode. From
exactly.
Version. It's like a big conglomeration.
It's like combining story mode with event matches, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah,
and honestly, and to clarify something, it's been a while. I watched it this morning, but I'm pretty sure Sakurai said it wasn't a story mode in the sense that
Subspace Emissary.
Thank you. That was a story mode. I think that's all he said. I didn't think he said that there wouldn't be a story.
True. Yeah. What were you gonna say a minute ago, Sim?
Oh, I only have like 2 things to add on this. I agree with pretty much everything everybody has said up to this point.
Even when Ryan and I were disagreeing about it being complicated.
Absolutely, I agree with both of you.
Okay.
No, here's what I think. I think that it could be fun. Okay, 3 things. First of all, as just a general thing, I was going to use this in summing up, but I think it's appropriate now, is that I actually really enjoyed this direct. I'm glad that we had it, but one thing I was thinking is this is like the 3rd time, 2 full Nintendo Directs directed solely towards Smash, and then we got a little sprinklings here and there elsewhere. And I just feel like I want to be really, really grateful for this, and I kind of feel bad for Nintendo fans that are not Smash Bros. Fans. And so I kind of look as a Smash Bros. Fan.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say, Scott?
There for like a second.
Okay, maybe it had something to do with the husky howling. It was blocking the Wi-Fi waves with its. I don't know. Anyway, I look at this and I go, yes, it reminds me of stickers. It reminds me of the game board mode in the last one, like with a little dash of Subspace Emissary, not much, which I'm almost positive that is taboo in the video.
It is.
It's got to be. That was cool. But I'm not interested in playing it unless it's like necessary that I play it, which everything is pointed to it's not. So I probably will only dabble in it a little bit. But just to add another piece of depth to this weird mode, this have the spirits that are primary spirits and support spirits, but also the ending video and kind of what they were saying throughout made it sound like the characters are spirits as well. So are there like 3 levels of spirits? Like, are they spirits or are they not considered spirits if they're characters, or are they all considered the same thing? I don't know. It just kind of was strange. And then the last thing I wanted to say about spirits was I found it weird. Like, I like musically the theme to this Smash Brothers game, and I actually really enjoyed the theme that Brawl had, but the theme for the spirit mode or the theme for this game with lyrics or however they want to pitch that, I find really, really weird that, I mean, the lady's voice is really nice, but she's like singing the explanation of what's happening in a way that's just not like, I don't know. Did any of you guys catch that? Like, the lyrics that she's saying is like she's trying to explain a convoluted plot while also being forced to sing it at the same time. So anyone else find that bizarre?
Tale of a fateful trip. Yeah.
Well, see, that works though, because the plot is simple. You get it. The characters are all introduced. Boom, boom, boom. Gilligan, the Skipper too, they're all there. So this lady's like, they're spirits and they're these guys, they were doing
and Taboo murdered everyone.
Yeah, it's like, okay, but then you like go back and re-say what you were saying, but it's not the same, and you're trying to get a point a different cross or across a different point. I don't know. I just found like I was like, I don't really understand this song, which I don't know why I'm camping on this.
Spirits are primary, and other ones can only be attached. And the worst thing about spirits is some of them are 3D.
All hail Sakurai.
Just flat.
Oh,
that bugged me because Smash Bros. Has always been good about unifying the visual aesthetic of every Nintendo franchise, and they completely skipped that in order to put thousands of spirits in the game. So it's just like whatever art was on Google Images, whether it's hand-drawn or 3D model, and I liked how trophies, they all looked like they belonged on the same shelf, but not so with the spirits.
Yeah. Spirits, like stickers was really just like, oh, let's make a collectible out of concept or promotional art that we had lying around. So there's been a few questions from the chat. Do you want to go over those? Or
yeah, good old Pete, he brings up something that we definitely forgot to talk about. He said, or no, I'm sorry, this was Bunkhead. He said, don't forget that you can turn the brightness up and down. I'm really glad they showed that in the Nintendo Direct.
Yep.
Yeah, not really sure. What, I mean, I understand that the option
like,
has to be there, but
every single time, like 3 or 4 times during the Direct, they're like, if you just push ZR on the menu, it pops out the side menu, and from there you go to settings. It's like, really? Like,
well, maybe they just want an excuse to talk about that, because I could see a lot of people getting into the game and like not knowing that that's an option. So maybe it's just their way of sneaking in a hey, by the way, not everything you see here is
Well, you guys want to know the real reason. Sakurai's wife makes the menus. So
that's right, I forgot about that.
She was probably proud of that feature and was like, make sure, Masahiro, that you mention that 3 times. Or you're grounded.
Really in the brain.
And he's like, who
speaking
are
of Sakurai, is he getting younger?
Who?
Sakurai.
Oh, yeah, he is, definitely. That's because the fans keep chanting his name. And so the more fans that he gets and the louder they cheer, he just regresses in age.
Yeah.
Strength returns to his limbs.
Yes.
I guess we better move on to DLC now.
Is that really what's next?
It is. We're moving
Spirit
along
battles,
at a
leveling up spirits.
clip.
Yeah.
Simeon, you said you were happy about when they started talking about DLC, right?
Yeah, I think so, because here's the thing is I'm glad they were upfront about it, as long as they're being honest with it, because I don't think that a bold-faced lie would fly. I'm glad that they are like, we want to include these characters. The reason why we can't is blah, but we're really excited to do this, and because we did this, you know, we focused on this, and now we're ready to do this. I'm excited that they were upfront about that and said, we have these 5 characters. We want to put them in the game. We were not able to because we wanted to focus on what was in the game. They were honest about it, and also I just feel really blessed that not only is everyone here, not only are we getting these new characters, but 5 more DLC characters.
Slow down, Simeon. It's not Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah, at least 5 more. Okay, honestly, I think this may be one of those things where they like do it by season.
They might.
It's like season 1 DLC, season 2 DLC, because that's what's popular now.
I think the pricing for it seemed really fair, and that got me excited.
Yes.
Because like you save $5 by getting the season pass, but then with each character this time you're getting the stage plus a bunch of music that goes along with said stage, which that seems really fair to me.
I know, yeah, it is cheaper than Wii U DLC, 3DS and Wii U DLC. Although, I think you got those for both systems at that time, right? Maybe that's why the pricing is a little bit different. But
I think you had to buy them separately, didn't you?
No, certain characters came with stages, certain ones didn't. The ones that came with stages were more expensive than ones that didn't. So.
Right.
And I'm so glad that all 5 of the characters are brand new non-Echo Fighters. That got me the most excited. Like I expected there to be DLC, but just to get out of the gate and say we're not releasing another Echo Fighter as paid DLC for the next like 14 months, that was awesome.
See, they're not releasing Echo Fighters as paid DLC. There's the key word for you.
I know, like
but honestly, it's possible that the that the DLC fighters will come with Echo Fighters.
Yeah.
That might be a thing that happens.
Yeah, that's something that I kind of caught because one of the me costumes was alongside the DLC, right? Like they said that was included in the DLC.
Yeah, it was for purchasing the season pass. You got the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Mii Fighter outfit.
Oh, right.
So, who are you guys hoping for? Maybe we could agree on the 5 DLC characters that Nintendo should add.
Well, I mean, I would argue Chibi Robo, but he's already a Mii Fighter costume.
Well,
did you actually notice that Chibi Robo got a surprising amount of screen time?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, I wouldn't count anything out because honestly, just about everybody is in Smash Ultimate in one way or another, as a spirit, as an assist trophy, as a Pokemon in a Pokeball, or as Mii outfit. So I honestly don't think anyone is deconfirmed. And I saw someone on Reddit point out for Smash 4, you had Pac-Man and his ghosts. So his ghosts were a part of an attack. They were an assist trophy. They were a stage hazard, and they were a trophy. So just because something is represented in Smash Ultimate already doesn't mean it's off the table as a fighter.
So you think Chibi Robo still has a chance?
Yes.
This is what I think. I think that we, where they're at now, like especially with what they showed today, there are about 5 contenders for characters that are assist trophies that I am just kind of disappointed that. I don't know. To me, having the ARMS characters, let's see, we have Springman as an assist trophy, and what was
Ribbon Girl was the Mii Fighter, yeah.
Mii Fighter, that's right. Okay. Not having Nintendo has literally 2 fighting franchises. Or 3 if you count Punch-Out, but that's more of a puzzle game.
Pokemon Tournament?
And Pokken Tournament, okay, we got that, but we already have Pokemon. and you don't include those fighting game characters as fighting game characters in your other fighting. I don't know. To me, that was just a simple thing. Unless they are going to include Twintel as one of the characters that's going to be DLC, which I see as a possibility. That's the one that I think.
They did show her in the spirit mode.
They did, right? They did. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm hoping at least one ARMS character out of those 5.
Yeah, I'm not really sure Twintel would be. I mean, I know she's popular among fans, but it's her hair that does the slinky thing, not her arms. So I'm not sure she's really the best representative.
But I think if a series was going to be representative, it would have to be the main character.
Paper Mario.
Or
that way. Okay, I can kind of see that. Yeah, I don't know.
His moveset would be way different than regular Mario though, because he has his hammer and everything else. Like,
okay, I can get behind that one.
Yeah, Paper Mario. But as far as Twintel goes, I guess I see that.
Paper Mario, Chibi Robo,
Waluigi.
You can't have 2. Well, yeah, okay. Waluigi.
Shovel Knight.
Hold on.
He's not going to make it as an actual character. I can guarantee you that.
You want Springman or just ARMS character?
Some ARMS character. I really don't care. Just one ARMS character, just for my sanity's sake.
Okay.
And for the love of Phil Spencer, can we get Banjo-Kazooie in this dang game?
Okay, now
that as well.
I get to pick one. I'm going to pick Ray because they acknowledged him. He is a me, and I think Ray
Mark III from Custom.
Oh, okay.
I just think that would be the most amazing character. Like,
well, scratch Waluigi then. I'd rather have Banjo-Kazooie than Waluigi, to be honest.
He would be like the most futuristic character. There's not really any robot type anybody in the roster yet, so I'd love that.
With your luck, you'll get somebody from Damon X Machina in it instead of Custom Robos. So.
Yeah, I'm not in too much of a requesty mood though, because I got some of my wishes already with Ridley and Dark Samus, so I should just be content.
Yep.
You guys gonna go for the? I have a question after you, Simeon.
Oh, I was gonna say all of the characters that I can think of to add are like not quite secondary characters, but not like the primary character. Because I mean, they showed characters from like Virtua Fighter. I'm like, okay, Akira or however you want to pronounce it. Sarah Bryant would also be a good addition. Sarah Bryant would also be a good addition. I mean, we've seen Tekken skins for Mii fighters.
Actually, Akira Yuki was a Mii costume as well.
That's
right.
I
think that was DLC.
Right.
Yeah.
And also DLC in the Smash 4. I think it was Heihachi from Tekken. So to have a Tekken character in would be cool. I don't know. There are literally so many possibilities for these 5, and I'm thinking of all of them, but I don't know just how surprised I'm going to be. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's great that we have 5 more characters coming, and I don't think we'll ever have another Nintendo, like a Smash Direct again until the next game. But it is cool to know that for the next few Nintendo Directs, we'll probably get stingers with Smash announcements on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's really good. I did love that they added the Toy-Con Mii Fighter costume too. I thought that was great. That was really cool.
Yeah. Quick question: what was that behind the Mii Fighter? Because there was
that's what I was about to ask.
It was the custom Robo assist trophy that they had.
Okay, was it?
Yeah.
Why was it so big?
Was it really?
Huh?
Why was it so big? And also, I seem to recall it being green, and the custom Robo isn't green, from what I recall.
Yeah, it was. It was also mimicking his moves exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe it could have been Final Smash. I wonder if they just have like a certain Final Smash for it where it has like a robot in the background. I don't know.
Maybe
It's
think
not. It's not a
maybe an
separate
item?
character, so it has to be something
My
either
guess
related
is-
or
okay.
an item or.
Here's my thought. The simplest explanation is that there is another Mii costume that is the actual robot from the game or something like that, because its head was out of frame. So
Right.
that would explain why it has the same animation and all that.
So are you guys going for the $25 pass?
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
I'm kind of unemployed at the moment, so
Well, sell your car and then buy the season pass.
I just bought the
Hey, you got a good deal on it before it depreciates. You sell it for a higher price and then buy a cheaper car. And then buy the 5 Smash characters just because you can.
I'll buy that at a high price.
Yes. What are you buying? What are you buying?
I didn't know we had so many Resident Evil 4 fans in the on the crew.
Oh, just that guy's the best.
Okay.
Or Mega 64 fans?
Yeah, I was thinking the Mega 64 thing.
Okay.
They're doing a good job. I like how they announced this. They even were kind of apologetic, like, we really shouldn't ask you to pay this before we tell you what the characters are. But of course, they should do it this way because of just the hype that surrounds individual character announcements.
Well, it's interesting because this is a thing I've noticed, that if you admit what you're doing isn't the best practice, people will cut you some slack.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? Like, if you're the first person to criticize, if you're first in line to criticize your own actions, everyone else will just sort of like, yeah, he burned down an orphanage, but at least he admits it's wrong.
Yes.
And they also made a point to just stress multiple times that they aren't working on the DLC characters yet, which is a very sensitive thing in the industry. So they know the hot button issues and they're avoiding them, which is good. All right, and now the moment we've all been waiting for, the early purchase bonus. You buy Smash Bros. Before February and you get a free character. Character number 70, depending on which crazy way you're trying to count the characters. Piranha Plant. A new main.
Your new main.
I know. Dark Samus was only my main character for 0 days, and now my buddy PP.
Did you not get to play Dark Samus when you went to PAX?
No, very frustrated about that. They 2 months later were still using the same E3 build, even though they had builds of Smash Bros. At all kinds of tournaments and everything. It was upsetting.
Yeah.
But Piranha Plant, I think, looks awesome. I actually read this like in an email before, because I told you guys I had to go to work and everything. So I read about Piranha Plant before I watched it, and reading just that Piranha Plant was a character, I was so skeptical. Like, come on, as if the Super Mario series needs another representative, and there's no way this character is going to be cool. And like they want to incentivize people to buy the game, and they choose to do it with Piranha Plant. But he looks so fun, actually, after watching the footage and everything. So all his attacks look unique, and I'm just glad, it's not another sword fighter. It's completely from the ground up character. I'm really looking forward to playing it.
I see what you did there.
Ground up.
Yeah, I get the feeling that this was like something, a joke someone made in their spare time, and they just said, throw it in.
Yes.
It's just like, hey, guys, I have this crazy idea. Let's put Piranha Plant in Smash Brothers. And everyone went, yeah, okay. What?
I think Mr. Sakurai has a very short list of things that could actually surprise us. So things that nobody would ever try to leak or predict. And that's got to be one of them.
My favorite was watching the reaction of the people at the Nintendo store in New York City. Like, it was literally dead silent because nobody knew what was going on when Piranha Plant was on the screen, and people were like, what? And then he like started chomping around, and then it came and it's like, Piranha Plant is I can't remember what it said, chomping in or whatever, and then everyone's like, what? And I was like, what in the world? For about 2 seconds, and then it showed like all of how he was moving and all the stuff he was doing, and I'm like, wait, it's like this is an Echo Fighter or whatever, and I just saw how unique he was, and as long as he doesn't have a wall jump or wall cling, I will try to play the PP, as I'm going to call him. Scott and I are going to call him. I'm going to try and play PP as much as I possibly can.
I feel like he's going to be a really trolly character.
Yes.
So
it's going to be a tag team of Duck Hunt and Piranha Plant on the same team versus other people.
That's 9 representatives from Mario, beating Pokemon, which has 8 now, Fire Emblem, which has 7, which seems low compared to how often Sakurai is adding those. And yeah, I mean, those are the leading franchises by far. So does that decrease Waluigi's chances at all that he would be a 10th one?
Yes.
To be honest, I really don't think he's going to make it at all. Just because he's already an assist trophy, so I highly, highly doubt it.
But Sakurai's been listening to fans with Ridley and stuff.
I just feel like at this point he has something against Waluigi, so he'll never make it in.
Echo Fighter for Luigi, though. Possibly. Does anybody see that happening?
Here's the thing: is if he was an Echo Fighter for Luigi and shared Luigi's animations, that would like Luigi has some weird animations, and Waluigi is so weird that it would almost seem like those animations are normal.
Yes.
So I don't know. That might depreciate the value, the weird value.
You can basically make Waluigi an Echo Fighter of anybody, and as long as he's screaming "Wah!" as he's doing it, everyone will be like, "All right, yeah, whatever." That works.
Just make him another echo of Captain Falcon because they uncloned Ganon. And just attack him onto Captain Falcon instead.
I was gonna say Marth. I think we need another Marth clone.
Oh my god!
We could use another decent sword fighter in this game. Jeez, oh.
Anyone planning on collecting more amiibo?
Yeah, I'll get a few. I'm not gonna I don't have all in the Smash series, but ones that I know that will most likely never get another amiibo. Like I'm going to get the Ridley, the Ice Climbers, and the King K. Rool, because I know for sure like those aren't going to get represented anywhere else, so might as well get those.
Yeah, good call. I would definitely like Ridley on my shelf, sitting next to my Samus and my Metroid. Dark Samus wasn't shown today, but that's going to be another. That's just required purchasing for all U.S. citizens.
Your citizenship test.
You go to vote. What ID do you have?
Let me scan my NFC and my amiibo to vote.
That's how I stamp my ballot. Just boom, Dark Samus. What am I kidding? I don't vote.
No, Scott has a great voting policy. He votes for whoever's sign he saw last on the side of the road.
I don't know what else those signs are supposed to do. It's not like they ever change anybody's mind, so I figure they must be to make me vote.
Especially, I always laugh when I see the people that have like 20 signs in their yard. It's like that's even more overly convoluted. Like, who do you expect me to see in your yard that's going to convince me to vote when you have like 20 different people? Like, okay, hold on, let me take a picture of all these so I can remember this. For later.
Like, wait, those two people are running for the same position.
I should do that. Just get both sides and put them in your yard.
Have one party facing one way and one party facing the other way. So people going up one side of the street will hate you, and if they come down the other side of the street, then they love you.
Perfect.
So I hate to ruin this rabbit trail, but good old Pete has a question. Why did the Ice Climbers get so popular in the first place? I think it's Smash is because they were broken, because you could basically double team opponents. Why they were even in Smash in the first place?
Short answer is because Japan.
They were just digging into Nintendo's backlog, and it probably just seemed like a viable character for them, so they did it.
Well,
I like Bunkhead's response. It was a popular game back when there wasn't a lot of good options.
Yes. No, but actually, something that's really surprising is I've heard that games like Ice Climbers, I think there were a couple more of the whatever article it was that I was reading like 3 or 4 years ago. Ice Climbers is actually a really, really popular game in Japan because it's so hard and apparently difficult to control, and they like to be tortured.
Well, I mean, in the Japanese version, you do get the club baby seals, so.
Hey, see, that's all you need to know, because baby seals. No, I know that it was really popular in Japan, so that's probably what sparked it. But I really think it was just a little bit of that, and mostly, yeah, let's go back and randomly grab, because I mean we have Mr. Game & Watch, and I don't think we can say with any
first
sort
of all,
of
Game & Watch
confidence.
games are actually fun.
Yeah, but I don't know if they were necessarily popular as far as people.
They still sell them to this day. I've owned Game & Watch games.
But
Yeah,
is that
they re-released those
before,
after that? Yeah.
Yeah, was that before or after Melee? Is my question.
Long before.
Really?
Re-release?
Yeah.
Re-release? Oh.
They came in these like little Game Boy shaped, colorful.
Oh, that's
Game Boy
right.
Advance,
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
He wasn't popular until after Smash, though. I feel like there were.
Well, he wasn't a character until after Smash.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Like, oh, it's Mario Cement Factory or whatever. That's where the concept of Mr. Game & Watch as a singular entity came from.
Well,
so wait, is Mr. Game & Watch actually Mario?
In some of the games, yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. So now I have to go back. Now I have to go back and redo my entire theory on is Peach married to Bowser, and go back and redo my Mario family tree and redo everything because this throws a monkey wrench in all of it.
You don't have to put up your Mario family tree for a couple months. I mean, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of already touched on Adventure Mode, World of Light, Assist Trophies, and Mii Fighters.
I think it sounds like honestly, when I saw that, it's like, why wasn't Mission Mode done like that prior? I mean, they got close in Smash 4, to be fair. Because it did have kind of this tree structure, but
I don't know if any of you saw it, but it was like already 20 minutes after the Direct, somebody posted a video of Thanos snapping his fingers and then all the guys getting zapped away.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
Yep, and I've heard some people calling it an Infinity War, which is great. And
the most how did they describe it? The most
ambitious crossover event in history.
Yes.
They had to reclaim that. It was good to see the Fly Swatter in hand after just recently getting to play Mario Paint. But with World of Light, if you ever needed definitive proof that Sakurai is biased, it was today. Kirby is the only character left alive. Yeah. That is the most biased man I've ever seen. He's got Kirby signs all over his yard.
I figured it was gonna have to be one of his characters, whether it was Pit or Kirby. And I figured it probably wouldn't be Meta Knight. But as soon as I saw people starting to go down, I'm like, well, somebody has to be left. Like in Subspace Emissaries, like Luigi and DDD, and it had to be somebody left. And I knew he was gonna pick either Luigi again or Kirby.
It probably would have been Meta Knight, but he knew he couldn't do that.
So,
what was that, Glenn?
To be fair, he did have King K. Rool beat up DDD. So
that's true.
After DDD trolled everybody, though.
Yeah.
But hey, at least that's in character for DDD.
Lots of online details. They're changing up the way that you get matched up with other players. Which sounds like some good ideas, as long as you can get into matches with your preferred rules most of the time, or like set it to, no, seriously, I only want to play with these rules. If that's a checkbox.
I think your rules, like tournament rule set, is going to be popular enough where you're pretty much going to get like matched with that. It's the people that are going to be like, I want these items on, but I don't want these items on. That's where it's probably going to go. Like sometimes you're going to have to play with items you don't want to.
Let's face facts. Tournament rules that's what like half the people are going to be using, even if they don't play in tournaments.
Yep. And you can get people smash tags so that you can sell them later and buy, I don't know, I think spirits, if I remember right.
Did that seem really shady to you? Like it kind of feels like you're selling someone's personal information, advertisers or something.
Facebook will buy your smash tags. Oh no, wait, Google just outbid them.
What are you buying?
That'd be so sad to like run into the Zero or Nairo online or something and then accidentally sell their smash tag after you beat them. There should be a way to like lock smash tags. Don't ever let me
add a star to it so you can't get rid of those certain ones or something.
Exactly. Online stuff look good to you guys?
It looked as good as it could from what they showed off. The improvements with like matchmaking and everything, hopefully it works. They've promised better matchmaking the last few, and it's gotten a little bit better each time, but it's still been kind of shaky. Overall, I'd say the Switch has by far the best online connection I've seen so far, so better hopes this time around.
Yes, and they are also making some improvements that I was excited about. One of them is replays, because Smash 4 had kind of a janky way of doing replays where it's not really saving any videos, it's saving a series of inputs, so you have to kind of play it back just to see what happened.
Okay, if he said that it would be, you could convert it to video.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that? So it is saving it as a series of inputs.
Yeah, it does look more customizable though. Like you could trim a clip before you convert it to a video, and lots of different options. So it's going to be...
Yeah, and to be fair, saving it as a series of inputs, I know it breaks with each update, but that really does take way less, take up way less space on your system memory than a video would.
I know. There's got to be a better way though. Like maybe they could save one version retroactively, so you can go into your list of replays and see these replays are all good. These ones are going to break after the next update, so you might want to do something with them. Something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just they could be a little bit nicer about it. What modes would you guys want to play while you're waiting to get matched up, since there's background matchmaking now?
I think I kind of spaced out when they were discussing that.
We don't know the limits yet, but just wish list wise, what would you want to do?
I don't really know any of the mini game modes besides the home run one.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'd probably do training like they had for...
That'd be a good one to have.
Yeah, they kind of did it for online in Smash 4. But I think it's kind of nice to be able to just, okay, here's a combo that I could do from 0 to whatever, you know, and it'll just help you warm up a little bit. I think that's handy enough for me.
I think the best option would be if they did it, if they had like a practice thing where you could pick what your opponent was and then like set them make it like the actual practice mode where you can drop in any character, set them to like be still or move around or attack you or.
Yep. That would be nice if there was more stuff from previous game, like those short little mini games you could do, board the platforms, break the targets.
Those would also
be fun. Or to work on challenges would be another fun thing. Looks like a comic book, this game. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know. This is getting me thinking about like single player mode and stuff. Like, do you think there'll be a classic mode? Yeah, they've confirmed that, haven't they?
Yeah, there's always a classic mode hidden away. They just never talk about it.
What's the point of it if you don't get a trophy at the end?
No
spirits.
That's spirits mode. Spirits mode is different.
But doesn't like can't you collect spirits and use spirits in other modes?
I don't know if they said anything to that.
Because well, they did talk about feeding your amiibo spirits,
What?
but I don't
That's
know.
disgusting. That's disgusting.
My
I don't know.
have been starving here lately, so I'm gonna
But that
feed
that
them.
is a good point. But yeah, I guess that is a good point. It's like I don't really have incentive to play each character.
Feeding spirits to your amiibo. That's that's some creepypasta fodder right there.
Yes.
So what do you?
Then-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say, I think that might either be to level them up like faster, like how you know how you can use them to fight. That's probably to level them up faster, or maybe you can save a custom character that you've made, like with spirits attached to the amiibo, so you can just tap that, and that one with the spirits pops up. That's probably what it's gonna be.
All right, so Smash Bros. Ultimate is coming out in 39 days. I'm just curious what your guys' plans are for lunch. For lunch, I'm curious what you guys are eating.
I have
tomorrow
leftover fajitas.
For launch day, which version of the game do you plan on buying? I mean, there's physical, there's digital, there is the console bundle, there's the steel book, and there's the bundle with the controller and the adapter. Blah blah blah. What do you guys think you're doing for launch day?
Standard physical for me, and I'll get it when I get out of work. Oh no, I don't work because it's on a Friday, so I'll just get it when I wake up. Just go pick it up.
Yeah.
What about Thursday midnight, Ryan?
I'm too old for that.
I'm kind of with Ryan. Physical edition. I'm not sure I'll get it launch day, to be honest. Just not. Yeah. I don't know. I'm Smash was something that I think worked a lot better with my lifestyle when I was young and had brothers and stuff. But now it's kind of like, yeah, I can play it, I can have fun, but it's kind of a single player thing now. But to be fair, they have the spirits mode, so maybe there is something there for me.
You don't have brothers anymore, Glenn?
No, it's just that they live.
No wonder you want to burn down the orphanages.
They don't play online, Glenn?
Well, neither of them own a Switch. I mean,
Yep, that's
my younger brother should get a Switch because I bought him Xenoblade 2.
That's right.
So
sounds like a good Christmas present if you're employed.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be rude.
I'm going to be getting the digital version because I'm going to be taking it to tournaments, and I don't want to have one other thing to remember or have to remember. Not that it wouldn't always be in my Switch, but I think one of the beautiful parts of the Switch, and I've talked with Scott about this recently, is just especially since I started the tournament days at the Wii stage, okay, when Brawl was out. That's when I started going to Smash Bros. Tournaments. And the amount of equipment that you had to remember in the Wii days was just like one step too far, like one too many things to have to remember. And
okay,
then
so like what would you have to remember?
So you'd have to remember the Wii and all of its cords. Of course, you have to have your controller. You have to have the game. You'd have to have the sensor bar because you'd probably be playing with a GameCube controller. So you'd either have to remember a sensor bar or a Wii remote and Pro controller. You'd always have to have a Wii remote just to get into the game. So it was just like...
So you had to bring your own console?
Well, if you were going to contribute, or if you're going to bring your own setup or whatever to help out, which is typically what you do, and sometimes that'll waive like a venue fee. Typically, that's what'll happen is the venue fee will be waived if you bring a setup.
Sounds like playing virtual console games for me.
Right, and and then with the Wii U, it wasn't any better. It was like, okay, you know, the Wii U, all of its cords, the game. Then you have to remember the gamepad, and if the gamepad was low on battery, you better bring that gamepad cord. And it was just like so much. And then with the Switch, it all fits in this little bag, this big, and everything is in there. And it's just having that digitally.
Everything is here.
Everything is here. Literally everything is here. And so I don't know. I think it's going to be great. Scott's like, well, you're going to be able to get the game 3 hours earlier if you get it at Best Buy. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to be with you that night. So you buy the physical edition. I'll be able to play it for 3 hours, and I'll just have my digital version. You know, that's not going to bother me any missing those 3 hours because I won't.
Well, you'll be able to, if you can, you'll be able to preload it, so it'll be available at midnight.
Right.
Do they update the eShop by time zone, or is it Eastern time zone for North America?
I think it'll all be by Eastern. It seems like that's the trend it's been going. By whatever the earliest one is in that country, like it'll just be unlocked. So it'll be like 9 p.m. your time. Digital will be available.
That's
and
awesome.
even so, I don't know if it would track my physical location, but as a secret, don't tell anybody, especially the viewers. I have my Nintendo account is registered to my in-laws address, and so I don't have to pay tax on my my digital versions. So
wow.
Smart man.
And you're gonna get double gold coins. So I think you're basically getting like, is it $3 back on this purchase in gold coins?
might be.
I can't.
What a bargain!
I don't know.
No, isn't it like 5%? Well, it depends on if you get physical or digital.
Right.
Yeah.
Double.
And I'll
for
be getting
digital.
the digital. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure
normally you
the-
get 60, so you'll get 120. That's $1.20.
Woo!
No, I thought it said a lot more. Let me look at
I
our
don't
list
think
here.
so. Every game, you get the price of it. So you get you'd get 60 coins, and then you'd get 120 if it doubles it. So it'd be $1.20.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just accidentally hit play on our live stream, so I got to hear Simeon go, "Woo!" twice. And I thought you just said it again. Well,
Timing.
I'm undecided. It's a really tough one. Like, it'd be an awesome game to have digital, and just so convenient not to have to switch cartridges out whenever I want to play it. I think if I had to switch cartridges like every time I wanted to play Fortnite, I would probably have gone crazy by now. So this might be a similar situation. But I can get a discount at Best Buy, and they'll have a cool midnight release there.
I feel like this is one that's going to stay in your system for quite a while, though, and you're not going to be switching it too often.
I know, true. Yeah, especially now that I don't have to review anything because I quit. But the Steelbook is kind of tempting as well, and I may want another GameCube controller because I have the Smash 4 one. But GameCube controllers do wear out, especially when you play competitively, so it just might be nice to have that as a backup. So I cannot make up my mind. I think I'll just have to get it both digital and physical. There we go. Glenn, have you increased that Patreon pledge yet, sir?
No.
I'm looking at this page, and I didn't see it come through quite yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys are horrible.
Oh man. Well, closing comments on Smash Ultimate, anybody?
I did have one more thing. More thing. You know the number one.
Oh, Roman numeral. I got it. Okay. Yeah.
That would be
we're
10.
Roman numeral 1. Did you know? Okay, just as like a logic thing to blow your mind. Did you know that? You know how like V is 5 and X is 10, but if you take V and you double it and you go mirror it top and bottom, it makes 10. 5 and 5 is 10.
Wow.
That's how numbers work, Simeon.
How does V equal 5 ones then?
The angle is 5 angles. I don't know. That's a good point. So it should have been 1, 2, and then 4, and then 3 should have been Y. Rewriting Roman numerals 2,000 plus years later. Okay, what I was going to say, the one thing I was going to say is on online mode, one thing that they're adding that I'm excited for is that the more you play, the more, if you are playing more matches, developers are going to be paying attention to the games. Now, I'm guessing that doesn't mean the replays of your game, but the stats of that game. So if one character is in high-level play, amongst those that are just playing it quite often, if that character is just getting way out of hand, it'll be easier for them to know. It'll be easier for them to see exactly what it is that might need to be balanced. So that was something that we didn't cover that I just wanted to throw in there and say that's something I am excited about, that they actually threw that feature in the game.
Yep.
Like the only thing I can think, what was with that, like Sakurai was staring at the camera for like 2 or 3 seconds before it started talking about how it seems like I have a lot of work ahead of me or something. Do any of you remember that?
I think it's because people always joke about how he never takes a break and he's always working on Smash.
It's just like I remember that like being really awkward and thinking to myself, wow, does anyone else hear him screaming internally? Also,
Matt Pat does.
Also, based on the way he blinks, I'm inclined to say that he probably wears contacts, but
that is the most important detail of the night.
Okay,
yeah,
Sherlock.
Contacts confirmed.
Oh, that's something my mom told me, is that people who blink slowly and very deliberately are typically people who wear contacts.
Contacts blink into the battle. I saw a tweet from Mike Drucker. He's a comedy writer. He said, Sakurai, you can now customize 74 fighters and their difficulty with spirits in 11 fully voiced languages with options to make online play both easier and more competitive at all levels. Smash Bros. Fans say, okay, but when is the L block from Tetris playable? And then it shows him blinking like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Mike
But
Drucker
really,
is
where
right.
is Tetris?
Mike Drucker is right, and Simeon is right that we have a lot to be thankful for this Halloween season. Right?
I guess so.
All right. Good job, everybody. Thanks for breaking this down and resurrecting TBC 1 week after it died.
Well, after it died to Patreon fans, our fans on Patreon.
Yes,
that's true.
You know, you haven't. If you're not on Patreon, then chances are it's been a bit longer than that. But like I said, I'm still doing stuff on the blog. There's still stuff that we're going to be doing sporadically. Yes, Simeon?
No, I'm sorry. I said the term levels of death, and I was going to remind Scott to write that down as a track name for our band Grayscale Rainbow. Levels of death.
Sorry. Which album?
Sounds more like an album name, if you ask me.
Well,
no, the album name is what was it? My other grandpa.
No.
My other grandpa Jim.
No. That's a different track. The album name is Retroactive Incest. Pre-order now on iTunes.
That's right.
That's the name.
We are trying to be family friendly, right?
No.
Scott doesn't give a poop no more. Yes, I think we are. Don't look that up, kids. Disclaimer.
Well, I wasn't
don't
thinking
look up
about
Grayscale Rainbow.
Do not Google it.
I'm putting this in the chat right now. Retroactive Incest by Grayscale Rainbow, featuring the hit radio sequel Grandpa's Gym. Pre-order now.
With B-side Levels of Death. I'm so sorry. That was just a whole big train wreck. Continue, Glenn.
Pre-order now.
I think I was done with whatever it was I was saying. Yeah.
So you're still doing the blog.
Looks like you're done being our friends by the look on your face.
But yeah, so stay tuned. We'll have some stuff. Definitely some Smash streams when that comes out.
Yes, Smash Bros. Brings us back to life.
Hopefully, no original music anytime soon.
Simeon, are you kicking something?
No, I was having a heart attack. Sorry, it was funny stuff. Sorry.
All right, let's call it a night, everybody, huh?
Alrighty.
Okay. Yeah,
See
I'm
One
very
love.
tired.
you guys
One love.
on December 7th. Time to go play Fortnite.
Have fun.
Ah.
See you guys.
Later.
You coming, Simeon?
I
No, you don't like that game.
don't know.
You don't like it. Okay, bye, everybody.
See
All
ya.
right, bye.
Bye.